Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's training. This month, we're going to be talking about slip, trips, and fall prevention, or as I say, slipping and tripping. Basically, how to keep you safe in the workplace and to all around have a good safety initiative through all of our departments. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First, we're going to start with the safety video. It's just more of an introduction to our slips, trips, and falls, so please pay attention and adjust your volume as needed.
Slips, trips, and falls are the primary type of accident occurring in general industry. Injuries can range from minor to disabling, and these incidents are the second largest cause of accidental deaths. In addition, the cost to organizations in lost work, medical bills, and insurance claims is high. Fortunately, slips, trips, and falls are preventable with the right strategies. While management has a responsibility to make workplaces as safe as possible, employees have a responsibility to report any hazards they find and to follow safe work practices to minimize risks.
All right, thank you guys for watching. We're going to go ahead and continue. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. There's 9 different topics underneath this major topic. Basically looking at definitions, some hazards, housekeeping, spill response, so on and so forth. But this is what we're going to be looking at. So I appreciate your attention while we go through this intro level of all of the definitions of what even is slip, trips, and falls. So slips are characterized by a falling backward due to a loss of traction between the foot and the walking surface. Common causes could be wet, dirty, or slick floors, loose rugs, weather conditions, anything like that. For trips, trips are characterized by falling forward due to the foot or lower leg being arrested by an obstacle. So this could be, clutter in the walkway, messy cords, irregular walking surfaces, missing a step down the stairs. And then falls, this is going to be basically the same level for this training. It's going to have a cause of slips, trips, or other losses of balance. So you can slip or trip, and that can cause you to fall. To recognize the hazards is very important because this is how we're going to understand how do slips and trips and falling even happen and how can we prevent it. So whenever we're looking for hazards, we're going to be looking for spills such as liquid or chemical spills, poor housekeeping habits, or clutter or obstacles in the walkways. We also want to be looking for uneven walkways, places with poor lighting, or unsecure rugs. And remember, you do have the right to a safe workplace. So if you see anything askew, please say something or please, grab somebody to help fix it for you. For housekeeping, it is one of the most important practices for preventing slips, trips, and falls. Our housekeeping team here at the Doubletree is amazing because they have great usage of wet floor signs. They have their own chemical closet that they keep very clean and dry back there. And anytime that there's a spill, they're always quick with a towel to wipe it up. But really, with housekeeping, we want to make sure that everything is being stored properly and that all the policies are being followed. So if you have any questions about what policies we have and what to do in a situation, please contact Jackie or whoever's leading shift that day, or talk to John Kelly, the chief engineer, or myself even. I can also help you out. So for housekeeping, obstacles and clutters are the major cause of trips. So for example, if you're keeping your walkways clear, you need to make sure that your cart isn't the middle of the walkway for our guests. If you have any trash or anything or any linens you're taking out of the rooms, making sure they're not in the middle of the walkway either, that they're up against the wall or on your cart. Please do not allow clutter or trash to accumulate. That also goes for our engineering and our bellmen. They help us with the trash in the lobby as well. And then engineering also helps us keep the cords neat and away from areas where people step. And then again, if you're in housekeeping, making sure when you're vacuuming to turn off your vacuum when someone walks by and to make sure the cord is not in their way. For storage, we need to make sure that we're storing things properly. So this could be securing items so they won't fall, or keeping storage areas clean and free of clutter. We also need to use wet floor signs when we're cleaning floors. So we're trying to keep the floors as clean and dry as possible, but when you're mopping or cleaning up a spill, of course, it's going to be wet initially. So with this, we need to make sure we have towels on hand and wet floor signs at our bell stand, in our engineer shop, and in our housekeeping. This will help the whole lobby stay safe. And then for any other things like dust or potentially slippery objects, we need to make sure that we're cleaning these up as we go. That way they don't accumulate for everyone around us. For a spill response, again, cleaning the spills promptly. And if it's a chemical spill, know how to respond where the appropriate SDSs are. Again, the SDS safety data sheets are available at the front desk. Just ask your housekeeper that's leading shift, and then they'll be able to help you out. Know where the wet floor signs are. Again, the bell stand, engineering, and housekeeping. And if you need to grab one, please grab one, and then let your shift lead know that you went ahead and borrowed one out of that area. For safe behaviors, please wear non-slip shoes. So these are going to be shoes that have grip on the bottom of them. And if you need any, we have a Shoes for Crews program that helps us provide non-slips to our team members. So just let us know if you need any of those. But the biggest thing is when you're wearing these non-slips, they're helpful, but they're not going to mitigate everything automatically. You need to make sure that you're not running, just walk calmly instead. Watch your step and pay attention to wet floor signs, and then follow safe practices when carrying objects and to complete all of the relevant training, which is again, this right here, knowing the hazards of your workplace. And if you work in an area with many hazards, it is especially important to pay attention to avoid being distracted and to not rush. There's also physical factors such as impaired vision and age that increase your risk of slips, trips, and falls. Obviously, you can't control everything. However, we can still try to help out where we can. So being aware of your physical condition, if you are feeling fatigued, sleepy, or sick, if you take medication, be aware of its effects. If you can, obviously let someone know. If you're feeling dizzy or disoriented, take a seat, grab some water, let your manager know or your peer know. That way we can make sure that you're also safe just in general. And again, you can minimize your risk of fall-related injuries by exercising regularly and eating a diet rich in vitamin D and calcium. If you have glasses, also, please wear your glasses. That you have them for a reason. We really want you to be safe. If you don't wear your glasses and you're walking around blind, that's never a good combination. So please wear your glasses and let us know if there's any issues that we can do to help you as a team member. For hazard controls, us as OHM are making sure that we are maintaining the floors, the walkways, we're fixing cracks, holes, uneven surfaces, we're providing adequate lighting inside and outside of our property. We're providing water absorbent mats known as slick areas and at entryways. So again, these are our giant black mats we have by all the doors that lead in and out of our building. And then we have properly construct stairs and provide adequate handrails. We also do that. Of course, our stairs have a great foundation. A lot of guests and team members use these daily. So if there's any slick spots or anything that's broken, please let us know. They're a commonly used area for a good reason. And again, controlled discharge of liquids or materials on the floor with drainage. So whenever we do have chemicals, we have a chemical closet where you can dump chemicals down, but really we should be using our chemicals wisely. And if there's any water or anything like that, we need to make sure that we're also carefully pouring stuff out and not just letting it splash everywhere around us. For outdoor conditions, whenever it's snowy and icy outside, we really have to be careful and make sure that we're salting and that we're directing guests and if they need help. Our engineering team is phenomenal. So if you ever see them salting outside, that probably means it's pretty slick where they're at. So please just say thank you and be careful and walk around that area, or if it's salted, walk through that area because that means it has a little bit more traction. And all of our outside areas are well lit too. So if you see anything where maybe a light bulb went out or it's a little too dark somewhere that could be dangerous, let your engineer know and then they might be able to solve the problem. For industry specific controls, we have different control examples for different industry sectors and sources. So for us, we have, the office, like the admin office, we have our restaurants, front desk, banquets, we have a little bit of everything here, but really restaurant kitchens and office environments are what we're best known as. So restaurant kitchens using specialized flooring, which is non-slip and rubber mats in dishwashing areas. We do this as well. So whenever we have our hula hands or our dish pit back in the culinary kitchen, we have those rubber mats that help. And then office environments, so again, like front desk, admin office, sales. We also have absorbent mats at entrances and in front of ice machines. So whenever we have our care alcove and there's that soda machine, we have, of course, we do have little mats back there to kind of help out. For reporting, if you ever see anything, unfortunately, if you hurt yourself, if a guest hurts themselves or a team member hurts themselves by slipping, tripping, or falling, please let us know. It is never a good thing when someone is hurt, but we really need to make sure we're responding in the right way. So if you see someone fall, help them up and say, hey, are are you okay? What can I do for you? You don't have to say the words, I'm sorry, but at least acknowledging the situation and saying, hey, what can I do? That way we can go ahead and get their name, their contact info, and kind of just be aware of kind of what happened. And then you can go immediately to your manager. And then your manager will fill out a report. They'll talk more with the guests, make sure they're okay. That way we have our information we need as OHM, and also the injured party has their information that they need and make sure that they're okay in the situation. For inspections, we are inspected frequently just to make sure we are having the right atmosphere and we're not having any giant hazards in the workplace. So of course, our engineers, they do daily inspections. And then we also have people from the hub. And then of course, Joe, our GM, they all kind of do their walkthroughs here and there. And then they make sure that we have appropriate space and that there's no hazards in the way for guests or team members. And when we're looking at the summary of everything we've learned, basically, slips, trips, and falls are a major cause of disabling injuries and deaths, but they are preventable. Report any hazards you identify and cannot promptly clean up, and make sure to keep the workplace tidy. Store equipment and materials properly when not in use. Keep floors as clean and dry as possible. Clean spills promptly and practice safe behaviors, which is paying attention, avoiding having your hands overloaded, and not rushing around. Please wear non-slip shoes. Again, if you need shoes for crews, let us know. And just be aware of your physical condition, and if you need help, say something. We are always here for you. If you have any concerns or questions, please find John Kelly or myself, and we will be happy to talk about this more. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.